Hi, it's Christina Garnett, and thank you so much for joining us at the Roanoke Regional Small Business Development Center. I am the marketing director here, and we have a lot to cover today. Specifically, we are going to be talking about the different changes that are coming to LinkedIn. This is on the desktop. This isn't for the app. Last week, if you've not already heard, they announced that they're going to be making some significant changes to the UI or the user interface of the desktop version of LinkedIn. And there are some great changes, there are some horrible changes, and like the title says, this the good, the bad, and the money. There is definitely a lot of these changes. If you really think about it, it is a push for monetization. Not just taking you from a free account to a premium account, but more importantly, taking away some of the more basic options that were available with free, so that you, in order to really kind of elevate your performance on LinkedIn and who you're able to connect with, you're going to have to pay something. So let's get started. The first thing, here's the good news. If you use the LinkedIn app on your phone, you're going to be pretty happy with the user interface changes. A lot of them are coming from a basis of what they use for the app. So for instance, a lot of the icons that you see on the app, you're going to see those same icons on the desktop model. So instead of everything being text, you're going to see changes where you actually have an icon with a little bit of text too. The other thing is your profile. On your profile, it's going to say me, not just check out my profile or my profile, things of that nature. So everything will be listed as me. And then from there, you'll be able to make changes that you want. You're going to see that when you're on your actual feed, it's going to look a little different too. The center of it is still going to be your news feed, where you can see what everyone's posting and stuff of that nature. But on the left-hand side of that is going to be a snapshot of your profile. It's going to have your picture and everything. It's also going to talk about how many people have looked at your articles and how many people have looked at your profile. So it's trying to really kind of showcase a one-stop shop, so everything has its place when you're looking at your main homepage. So you have your profile on the left-hand side, then you're going to have your main newsfeed, and then on the right, on that right panel, you're going to have all of your personal and all of your contact information. So if someone's coming, is looking at what you have, they're going to be able to see all of that contact information on the right panel. So like if they go to your profile, they're going to be able to see on that right hand side, that's going to be where your website is, where your email address is. So instead of having to click to that contact this person, that's essentially like a hidden piece that was in your profile, it's not going to have that anymore. So essentially think of it as in boxes. So you have a left panel, a right panel, and then the main feed, or what your traditional profile would be. The things that are really bad, in my opinion, is they've gotten rid of all the advanced search. You can still do some of the search like you did before, where you can pick company and location and things of that nature, but you're not going to have as many choices in the advanced search, so that you can essentially pinpoint the people you want to find. So if you're a B2B or you're using it to contact people, it's going to be harder, and especially with a free account, essentially, it's going to be harder to find those people based on advanced searches. And I would also be careful if you do Boolean, basically the and or sort of situations, those sort of advanced search. There are people who are far more well versed in LinkedIn than I am, and they have done the Boolean search from the old version and the new version, and they got completely different results. So the jury's still out on whether or not that's going to get you the search results that you want. Now the next question would be, when are you going to see these changes? That's a really good question. Right now, you are probably only seeing the new update if you are super in the know, or more importantly, you are a new user on LinkedIn. A lot of the new people who've been started using LinkedIn fairly recently, started their account, they're already seeing that new update. They weren't given the old version. So when they officially announced these changes, it was supposed to be out worldwide by the end of January, and because of everything that's happening, I don't know if it's just the user interface that's changing, or if they decided it's better to put it out in little increments, almost like a beta. But right now they're saying that not everyone's going to have that change until the end of May. So that's a big jump. So I think there's a little bit of user interface issues along with really kind of hitting core audiences to, like I said, create essentially like a LinkedIn Change beta. So you have those options. Like I said, it's in aesthetically, visually, it's a lot stronger. I think I do like the changes. When you get it and you see it, I think you're going to see that it's more. It more resembles Facebook. It looks like that's kind of in the way that they're going, which makes sense. I mean, Facebook is where everybody is, and that's where everyone's going. And like it or not, there are definitely people on LinkedIn trying to make it more Facebook. Please don't be that person. But they're definitely are there. And so at the end of the day, they want as much viewership as Facebook. They want as many participants as Facebook. And so the way they have decided to do that is to aesthetically put it more towards a Facebook so that you have that kind of UI. Getting back to the bad, if you use Sales Navigator before and you use the free version, you really need to think about your goals, especially if you're B2B, to figure out if this is a really useful tool for your business, because they have made it so that now the Sales Navigator is now going to be $79.99. It is going to have advanced search and all these other options. If you have Salesforce as your CRM and you're a large company, I think it's a really great choice because it will let you integrate your Salesforce CRM with your Sales Navigator, which is essentially a way to use your LinkedIn as a funnel. So you'll be able to save leads. You'll be able to really kind of mark the people that you're going after, your targets, and then it will also help match those with the people who are looking at you. So if I have a contact that I really need to get involved with, I need to reach out to them, I want them to become a lead, and so I mark them as a saved search. When they look at my account, they look at my profile, it's essentially going to ping me and say, look, you wanted this person, and now they're looking at your profile. So it keeps you kind of in that loop so that you realize, okay, now I can kind of go forward with this and see if I can make them an official lead, and see if you can kind of get them through that sales funnel. So that's really important to know. Another change with the profile is the way, and it's very similar to Facebook, is the way that you actually publish anything. So it's going to have like what Facebook did, where they have essentially like a white space, and that's where you put things in. They essentially have two of those now. So the first one is if you want to publish, if you want to share an article, you want to share an update or a post or anything like that. Underneath that is going to be a little piece where you're going to be able to publish something. So if you have like a blog post that you wanted to put up, so they're basically like two boxes on top of each other. So you have that white space so that you'll be able to do that. So that really works. The other thing is, like I said, it's that money. It's the monetization. So everything is, a lot of the great pieces that were making LinkedIn so strong, even when you were getting it for free, they've really kind of scraped a lot of those down. Before, you people who had premium accounts, I would have really told you you only really needed them if you were in a situation where you had to hustle pretty strong to get a job, or you were a headhunter or an HR and you really needed to kind of keep tabs and see what people were doing and kind of be able to do those memos, be able to write people that you weren't connected with and things of that nature. Because you had so many great options that were for free. Well, they've scraped a lot of that off. So, like I said, the free option of advanced search, it's just not there anymore. You can still do some basic searching, but you're not going to be able to do really extensive searching and really kind of shrink that pool of candidates to find the exact kind of people that you need with the skill, the location, and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. The other thing that kind of jumping all over the place, the other thing that's really great is they've truncated a lot of the pieces within your profile. So instead of having like all these different things where you have your projects and then you have your certifications and you have your awards and you have all these things, it really can clog your profile page. It can really clog it. So now they've done it so that they essentially have one section called accomplishments, so you can kind of shove everything into that place, and so it's not going to feel like you have the most never-ending profile of all time and they're just scrolling until the end of time. So keep that in mind. But I think you're going to see a lot of pushback on this. A lot of people are going to be happy, a lot of people are not. But as you can probably tell, a lot of these different social channels, everything is moving towards monetization. So they're a company like anybody else, and they want to go ahead and take your money. So I think you're going to see changes across the board slowly but surely. What I would love to see on LinkedIn, and I don't know if it won't happen anytime soon, but I would love it down the road, is if they were able to create a platform for businesses, especially for business conferences, to be able to live stream through LinkedIn for that specific section where it's controlled, so that it would only be for business conferences and that nature, instead of just anything being able to be published and shared just like anything else. So that's what I would like. I would like for there to be a real big push for LinkedIn to be kind of praised for what it should be able to do as a business community, and a way for everyone to really kind of react to each other, be able to join groups, be able to network. I feel like it's lost a lot of that, so that's what I would like to see. I'm not sure if that's going to happen anytime soon. Like I said, everything's kind of pushing behind the scenes, and the people in LinkedIn, there's a lot of people trying to push it towards Facebook. I'm not particularly happy about that, and I know I'm not the only one, but what are you going to do? If you have any other questions about this, please feel free to reach out to me at the Roanoke Regional Small Business Development Center. Once again, it's Christina Garnett. I'm the marketing director here. You can email me at cgarnett@roanokechamber.org. And if you are looking for a LinkedIn influencer, someone who's going to be able to really have their pulse on what's going on, I would really, really, really recommend you follow Vivica Von Rosen. She is on Twitter at LinkedIn Expert, and she's absolutely fantastic. She was able to actually write an article 2 weeks before these were officially announced. She's got some inside people on LinkedIn and really knows what's going on there, and has a good gauge of everything good, bad, and indifferent when it comes to the direction that LinkedIn is going and the steps that they're taking. So please feel free to follow her on Twitter. She is an absolutely fantastic influencer. Once again, it's Vivica Von Rosen, and she is at LinkedIn Expert on Twitter. So once again, feel free to reach out to us if you need anything. Our counseling is free and confidential. And if you are going to be on Facebook at 6 p.m. tonight, I'm going to be speaking about social media and marketing to Leap. So go to the Facebook page of Leap at Local Food, and we will be able to tell you a little bit more about marketing and social media, not just LinkedIn. So I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for joining us. Bye.